one thing I've realized about leadership, and I know that you've realized the same thing too, is the fact that everything rises and falls on leadership. But there's something that many of us have probably not come to terms with, and that's the fact that leadership rises and falls on relationship. One of my friends said that, and I thought about it, and I got to realize that in this life, we actually would have in the workplace two kinds of leaders. We have positional leaders, and then you would have relational leaders. Now, if everything actually rises and falls on leadership, and leadership rises and falls on relationship, then it's very important that leaders make the shift from being positional leaders to become relational leaders. When you talk about the levels of leadership, the first level of leadership is being a positional leader. But you need to move to a place where people follow you, not because they have to, but because they really want to. So you become a relational leader. Now, let me talk to you about the difference between a positional leader and a relational leader. The first thing is that a relational leader would always seek to take people up the ladder of life, while positional leaders just want to climb the ladder of life. They are more concerned about how they make progress, how they make profit. They're not as concerned about the people that they lead. They forget that people are their greatest value. So they kind of focus on climbing the ladder rather than building the bridges that needs to be built. Another thing you find with positional leaders is that they seek power, while the relational leaders will seek partnership. They want to work with other people. They want to not only grow, they want to grow together with others. A positional leader will seek to build their image, so they are concerned about their personal brand. But a relational leader doesn't just look for how they can build an image, they want to build consensus. They want to see how they can agree together and people can work together in a team to achieve what everyone would say, yes, we have won. With a positional leader, it is I, but with a relational leader, it is we that makes it happen. A positional leader, we want to stand apart. So a lot of times when things are working, they want to stand where everyone will see them and clap for them. But when things are not working, they also want to stand away and make it look like somebody else was at fault. But a relational leader would want people to stand together. So we need to make that shift. And how we do that is to look at three principles that I normally like to share when it comes to relationship. And those three principles are: number one, you need to be able to value yourself. Place value on yourself. And that's because, you see, the way you treat other people would always be affected by how you treat yourself. If you see value in yourself, then you are most likely going to see value in someone else. And the reason why you need to place value on yourself is because of your person. The truth is that who you are is important. You're so unique, and you're so specially different from every other person, and that difference is what you bring to the table. That's what you bring to life, and it makes a whole lot of difference. Now you need to value yourself also because of your price. See, you are highly priced. You are highly resourced and highly resourceful as a person. So there's a heavy price on you. The third reason why you should place value on yourself is your potential, what you can become. See, where we are today is not the end of where we could be. See, every person, every leader has high potentials to become better, to become bigger, and to become brighter. I know that this world will always rate you based on your performance, but you see, your performance is what you've done. Your potential is what you could do that you are yet to do. So you've got to place value on yourself by recognizing yourself, recognizing your value, accepting yourself for who you are, accepting your value. Many people don't. They just accept life, But what you should do is accept yourself and then lead yourself through the life that you want to do. The second, a principle of relationship that I've found for relational leaders is to place value on people. See, you place value on yourself, then you place value on people. See, when you value people, it means that you are mentally connecting with the people. You are also using your heart. You're emotionally connecting with them, and you are using your hand wherein you're personally connecting with them. So how do you value people? This is what I know. To value people, you need to unconditionally love them. Now, I know a couple of times people have challenged me on how can you unconditionally love people. Truth is, if you look at what people do, you would not be able to unconditionally love them. Because the truth is, when you consider what people do or how people have behaved or how people have treated you, then you have no reason to love them. But you see, unconditionally loving people is when you are able to love people in spite or despite what they do, knowing that, look, what the person does is not who the person is. So you love who they are, not what they do, not the action they bring to you. Unconditionally loving people. The other thing is to value people. See, when you value people, then you value what the people value. That's very important. So if somebody has value for family, then you learn to also have value for family. I was listening to a leader on one of the conferences that I broadcast called Live to Lead, and she was saying that in her place of work, and this is somebody who has moved her business from $500 to $1 billion and above and counting. So in a business place, what they do is that they place a lot of value on family, and because of that, many of those who work with them come to work knowing that their families are cared for. Value what people value. That's a good way to place value on them. And of course, another way is to listen to people. Many of the times, as leaders, we tend to think that we have all the answers. But like I always say, we don't have all the answer. So you've got to learn how to listen to people, because they have opinions, and their opinions count. Their opinions matter a lot. Then the third way you could also, the third principle when it comes to relational leaders is to place value on the environment. See, the environment you create will actually be what influences the kind of relationship that you build. If you have a relational environment that is promoting good relationship, then you have good relationship in your space. A positive environment will build your relationship, but a negative environment will stifle your relationship. So place value on relationship, place value on yourself, place value on people, place value on the environment in which you work, and that way you can be a better leader by moving from being a positional leader to being a relational leader. So this is what I want to ask you today. Do you have the right kind of mindset towards yourself and to your people? What kind of environment have you created in your workspace? Because these things are going to affect your relationship. My name is Bisi Akande. I'm called Inspira, and I hope that this adds value to you. Thank you.